widely. You good?
Yep.
Alright. Just wait and shut it to let the noise go down. This is our Siemens rep.
I'm Don with Siemens. So I'll be doing the fire alarm training.
And
Okay.
you know Ronnie with Shaw. So between these two guys, they're pretty much the guys that know this thing very well and inside and out, and programming wise and how it was installed wise. So now is your time to ask questions. I won't be here forever.
You're not?
No. I'm going to Florida.
I know, you're ready to go a couple months ago.
We're ready to go to Florida. Cody's going to San Diego. And I go to
You miss
We're
short
just waiting
that
for it to
bad.
get really hot,
Yeah,
and then you
everyone
go.
is.
Is that what's going on? You missing short?
Everyone was short.
Actually, Short has been moved to another project in Florida, about an hour and a half away where I'll be. So,
Oh, so you didn't get to drink with him.
yeah. So I'm going to film this. We'll upload this to our Ryan dashboard, so you guys can always go to it and look at
Perfect.
it and sync up with it and refresh yourselves with whatever you need to go. So, in that perspective, I'll let you rock and roll.
I'm Don with Siemens doing the fire alarm training. I'm gonna start off with your monitoring here. You got your, on the upper corner here, you got your Alarm Central's who's monitoring it, phone number, and then underneath it, the account number. So, anytime you need to take it off for testing, do any type of work or anything like that, that's what you'll call to do that. This here is your main fire alarm cabinet. You do have an annunciator at the guard's desk, but the key here is a T45. It's the same with all our cabinets throughout the building. All right, this is your main display. This is your normal screen, what it should always look like. I'm gonna go ahead and cause the trouble. And I believe it has a 10 or a minute delay probably.
We have set the system in test, so this morning.
Okay.
When the trouble does come in, you'll notice this will be flashing on the top here. You'll have your acknowledged troubles down here in the corner. After you acknowledge it, it does go to solid. You have a alarm, supervisory, and securities. It is color coded, so it comes in as red, blue, and then yellow. Here's the trouble that came in, just saying I got a battery. Hit the acknowledge down here. When this comes in, you'll hear this beeping. This is saying it's in trouble, sends something out to the monitoring. Hit the button on the side, that will silence that until you clear all your troubles.
Okay.
So,
Can you give examples of what would cause a trouble? Just to throw it out there.
anything like a horn strobe, if it gets knocked off the wall,
Okay.
it'll come into trouble. If you get a smoke head that somebody pops it out, or
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay.
Anything wrong with the system, you get a trouble on the system.
Okay.
Supervisories are duct detectors, actually going in seeing smoke, dirt, or something like that, and also sprinkler valves.
Okay.
If anybody has shut on that, your sprinkler system's not working, so it's a higher priority.
Okay.
So that's telling you something's probably not gonna work on your system.
Okay.
So, alarm, that's a real incident. It's gonna dial out, roll the fire trucks, and any situation, you're gonna go down your call list, so somebody will be notified
Okay.
from the alarm
Okay.
company. Troubles here, this very top line here is the description we give it, telling you 5th floor, room 602, smoke and alarm.
Okay. Okay.
Does that mirror what's on the display at the security desk?
It does, yes. This will show up to 5 on a display at a time, where the security desk is only 1 at a time.
Thank you.
You can scroll through it, and then you can do this. This will hold, I don't have that many, so I can't scroll right now. But,
Right, okay.
It'll hold up to 300 at a time, so
Oh, Jesus.
hopefully you never have 300 on
Yeah.
your, but, your your second line down here, time, when it came in. If it was yesterday, it'll just show a date. Or anything not today, it'll show a date.
Okay.
What type of device it is, this is a module inside the car because batteries. And then what's wrong with it? No batteries there, so. And this is the same for all your alarm supervisories. It is color coded. To switch between the categories, all you gotta do is touch the tabs on top, or you can do the buttons on top here also.
Now, do these notifications go anywhere else besides the front desk? Or are they like text or email to anybody?
No,
The
it's just
notifications just here?
here and then to the monitoring company, and
Okay.
then from there, they will call somebody.
Okay, okay.
That's, on an alarm, you can acknowledge your alarm, and then the second button here is your alarm silence to kill all your speakers and strobes. After you do that, you'll have the ability to unsilence in case you find out it's not a false alarm or something, you need to evac people, you can resound the building. And then you got your system reset.
Okay.
So, that's pretty much it for your basic control there. Next, I'm gonna go through the mic right here. You got an all call. You push the button, you'll get your green light there. You take your mic off. Once you key the mic, you'll get your pre-announced tone. This will light up with a yellow treble. After a pre-announced tone, you'll get this green light saying ready to page. That is when you're live, and whatever you say will go throughout the building.
Okay.
Go ahead and key in the mic, give it 2 or 3 seconds to shut down, so be careful what you say. Once you're done with that, you just hit your button again, the light will go out. All evac here is, it's kind of like doing a poll station. It's gonna do all your speakers, strobes, and tell everybody to get out of the building. It does not shut down your air handlers, does not shut doors, it's strictly voice and strobes.
Okay.
So, selective page, now when you do that, you can, you'll flash green up there, and then you can select whatever speaker zones you want. So if you got certain floors that you want to tell people to stand by or evac the building, or it's all clear, whatever. So you select those, same thing, once you key your mic, you'll have your pre-announced tone and ready to page your live. When you're done, you just hit your buttons again, and that'll shut it off.
Okay.
So, selective evac, if you got certain floors that need to be evac, let's say you got an alarm on the 10th floor, well, you got 9, 10, and 11 will be evacing, all the other floors will be telling you to stand by.
Okay.
So maybe you wanna evac the next 3 floors or something, you could select those 3 floors and it will evac those floors too. So,
Okay.
or if you have some other situation, you need to get people out of the building. But because it is a high rise, no matter wherever the alarm is, it always does the floor above, the floor of, and the floor below. As evac, everything else will stand by.
Okay.
So,
Good question, sir.
yep.
If we manually use the PA system or the voiceover system, does that automatically trigger other alarms or notifications?
No.
Okay,
When you do that, it's just gonna do wherever you're,
right, very simple.
yep.
Got it. Thank you.
And if you are an alarm, the microphone overrides everything. So if the building's evacing and you need to tell people to do something else instead of leaving the building, like maybe they need to go up a floor because the stairwell's blocked or something, I don't know. But, so
Okay.
it does override everything.
What would cause, when the alarm goes off and sounds to the residents, what would cause like high rise and low rise to have a different message? Because I've had everyone flood into the office and say, well, that's not what it says on my floor, it says evacuate, but then other floors will say stand by. We've gotten a lot of that, and so people get confused and then they hate us.
That's your floor above and below
Okay.
and floor of.
Okay.
Wherever the alarm is, it's gonna
Okay.
evac those floors telling you get out.
Same thing,
Where
okay.
all the other floors will be the standby.
Okay.
If there's an emergency, but just stand by.
So say something was caused on 10, then only 10, 11, 9 heard that, and then everyone else heard something else?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Correct, question?
Yep.
For those floors that receive the standby order, I assume they would get an evacuation order if the alarm were triggered eventually for those floors, but failing that, do they require manual communication or initiated communication? When they're
No.
told to stand by, what do they receive next?
It would be, somebody would have to come in here and
Got
get
it.
the all clear through the microphone.
Or
Okay.
further orders, whatever, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And, since you said that, if you had a alarm on 9, well, you only got the 3 floors evac and everybody's standing by, well, let's say the fire spread to 12 or something like that. Those floors would also pick up the evac, and then you'd have 9 through 13 evac and the rest of the building would stand by. So as the fire gets bigger, it'll evac more floors,
Okay.
so. but-
And that's what would cause the elevators and doors to, elevators shut down and doors to close, correct?
On any alarm, it's gonna
Okay.
shut your doors. Your elevators are only gonna shut down on the smoke in the lobby.
Okay,
So the smoke right outside the elevator will be the only thing that shuts those down.
okay,
So, and they'll recall to your first or second floor.
First floor freight goes to first floor, second floor, and third floor is your backups.
okay,
So like if ninth floor is on fire, there's smoke in the lobby, that's the only floor that elevator's not gonna stop and open the doors on.
No, it's gonna go down to second
Okay.
floor and it's gonna open and it's no longer workable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have the fireman's key,
okay.
so.
The intent is not to get into an elevator.
Right.
Yep.
Get into the stairwells.
That's your basic speakers. And that, as far as disarming the building here, you have building speakers. That does your entire building minus the daycare area. That is treated kind of separate. So if you bypass the speakers here, you'll kill all the speaker strobes in the main building. The second button here is to do the daycare, so I'll do all the speaker strobes in the daycare area. So
Okay.
they can be separate in case you're working here and you wanna keep the other one live. Third one down here is door control. That's all your doors, access control, door holders, everything falls under that. AHUs and dampers, obviously air handler, dampers throughout the whole building.
That's the one you would be concerned with if you have like the dirty filters and the such.
Mhm.
Instead of setting off the alarm, if that particular one was deactivated, well, you pull out these dirty filters. That would prevent the thing going crazy somewhere and sending off alarm.
Well, this here keeps them from shutting down
Yeah.
on an alarm. It won't prevent an alarm from coming in, but it keeps the unit from shutting down, so you don't lose your air. Same with the doors, it just keeps them from shutting or unlocking, whatever. Elevators, most of this will be like when got your annual testing and stuff like that, or somebody's working in the building.
Mhm.
And there's a chance of causing an alarm, we bypass this, that way you don't disturb your guest, so. Water flow, do have one there, so whenever the sprinkler company comes out, testing your water flow, they can do that, and that'll prevent the water flows from coming in and sounding your building, so. And this is just a push button, you hit it once, you'll get all your troubles in. You'll have to acknowledge, you get your check mark when you acknowledge. You'll also get a partial system disable. Then when you're ready to rearm, you just hit the button again. It has self-restoring troubles, so all those went out. Any questions on disarming panel.
The door a little bit. Sorry, I'm like going like losing air. Sorry.
A lot of bodies in here.
Stop breathing.
Any questions on basic?
One thing that I may have missed, when we have a benign fire alarm mistake, such as a dirty filter getting removed and cleaned, what alarms and what do we do to stop it, or can't?
That's kind of what you guys have on protocol, how you handle that. But as far as a system, what you'd have to do first, it's obviously this is after you investigate and know it's a false alarm, but you would acknowledge the panel, and then you would silence the panel. That'd kill your horn strobes. And then after that, and you got the duct detector clear or whatever, then you'd be allowed to reset.
For something like that, is there an automatic notification to the fire department?
Yes, they would already be on their way. Yeah, yeah,
So
as
we
soon
can-
as that alarm comes in, if you don't have the system disabled or offline, that's their first call. They call them before they actually call you guys.
Got it. So nothing we can do about it.
Yeah,
All
by
right.
that time, they're already in their trucks heading your way.
Understood.
You can call the fire department and cancel that call as well.
You can call,
The alarm panel.
the alarm, yeah,
Right.
call Command Central and they'll,
It's the one on the top left of the red box there?
Yes.
The number,
Yeah.
the phone number and the account number, as well as a phone is on the wall right there that you can call right out.
That's
Right
excellent.
from this room,
And do they need verification of any kind?
just your name,
Okay.
where you're at, and the account number.
Before we go further, I would recommend that if he doesn't already, Nathan Getman get notified about the PA system and the communication. tool
Yeah,
there.
he couldn't be here, but we're sending him the video.
Excellent.
As far as, let's say you got a device out in the field that's going bad, and, to disable one single device, we have a menu here. Once you hit the menu, the alert screen gets you back to your main alert screen. So it's not an escape or anything like that. You have to hit that and it goes back here. Go back in the menu, under maintenance. This here is your fire panel as a whole. If you hit the more info button over here, you get all the cards inside the panel and all its transponders throughout the building. Your DLC cards are your loop numbers of your devices out in your field. Let's say we want loop 8, you can hit the more info, and now give you all the devices on that loop. And from there, you can scroll down. You also got the go-to function. Say you want to go to 62, you can hit go-to, and it'll take you right there. I happen to pick one that doesn't exist, so, but it takes you to that device. From there, you can hit your control button and disarm and execute. You'll get your partial disable and trouble's coming in. You can cancel out. You can also hit the menu screen, and that brings you back here. Hit the alert. Then there's your trouble saying that is disarmed now. Acknowledge the troubles. To rearm it, same exact process, menu, maintenance, and it does save the very last spot. If you're just doing one, you could go right there and hit control and arm. If you're doing several, you may have to hit escape to back out of level. If you're ever lost in there, you can always hit escape, get all the way back to the main panel, and then go back into it. Hit more info. The half circle means there's a partial disable on that card. I'll do that, select the more info on there. You can scroll down to it, or if you know where it is, and I believe it's 56, so we go to full circle there. That means the entire device is disabled. So that's how you kind of tell what's disabled and what's not on your system. To rearm, hit control, arm, execute. You'll get your system partial disable light out, and the troubles will self-restore. So, and then you can cancel out. hit alert to go back to your main screen. And that's pretty much it for disabling the system, your basic control. The only other thing we got is your smoke control over here. Smoke control over here. You got manual control, auto, and off. So normally it's on auto. On auto, whatever smoke comes in on a stairwell will turn on your fans and do everything automatically. You don't need to do anything with.
Its intent is to continually keep these staircases completely clear of any smoke so that anyone in those stairwells can get where they need to go without being in danger of smoke or whatever. And it will suck the hair off your head. Truly, it's windy. It's like being in a wind tunnel.
Wow.
And with that saying, I don't know how these doors are, but some doors may be harder to open than others.
All the same,
So-
5-pound pull required by the city.
It's
Okay.
pressurizing against the doors to
Yeah.
keep any smoke in the corridors out of the stairwell.
Who knew? It's like,
This can also be mainly turned on, so you can hit the manual and then you can control the stuff. You guys probably normally would never ever mess with that, and it's kind of more for the fire department once they get here. But it does have control here. If some reason it's on and running and you got no alarms and stuff, you might look here to see maybe something got turned or switched and turn it back off.
That can run without setting an alarm.
No.
This, if you turn it on to, let's make sure everything's off. If you turn this on manual, you will get notification up here saying this is activated.
Okay, and same thing if it gets turned on. It will, like somebody comes in here
Well-
jacking with something they shouldn't be and they turn that on, will it set up a notification on the alarm?
Manual allows this to work.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it on auto or off, you can turn all these on and it does nothing.
Okay,
So the only time you can do something with that is turn it on manual, and then yes, you do get
okay,
enough.
good enough.
So other than that, you can turn these buttons all day and they won't do anything.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like
Unless
somebody came and
that
sat a
one is
ladder
turned
or
on.
something, then fell over on it and moved a knob and, you know. Okay.
And those red lights, you'll get green lights in lieu of indicating those are the ones that are on.
Good.
Yeah, the system normal here, it's always gonna be on when the system's doing what it's supposed to. So if you get an alarm, these may go open and turn on, and you will still have a system normal because the system's doing what it's supposed to do. The fault light, that comes on when the system is not doing what it's supposed to do. So if it's calling to be on and it never turns on, it's still off, you'll get a fault light saying, hey, you got a problem with that one, so. That's pretty much it for, any other questions on anything?
I don't think
The
so.
other thing behind, on this side, not exactly related, but that's their elevator for the fire department to tell where the elevators are, and they can recall with their key directly from here, so if the fire department needs to know exactly where every single elevator in this building is, it tells them right now what's going on.
So is it clear to them where this room is, or do
Yes.
they kind of have to look for it?
They don't.
Okay, okay,
And it's marked outside as fire command center.
okay, okay, perfect.
And in the, what they call the Knox box,
Uh-huh,
which is only a fire department key, has keys to this building's major,
Right.
and every door,
okay.
so.
That I've seen, but this is all new stuff to me. Okay,
There should be a key.
It's supposed to be outside, but it's on this, yeah, there should have been a key right there hanging. Yeah, there's, no,
No? You should have an emergency key over there.
usually hangs right here. Was there the other day. One of the elevator guys have been using. It's a black handled, funny looking screwdriver looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good question.
I
It hangs
will,
on this hook right here.
Yeah. Long,
Find out.
skinny plastic. It has a metal end on it.
It goes through the little
Yeah,
hole
that's-
in the elevator door that helps open that door for emergency purposes.
Okay, I can ask Schindler.
Yeah, they should be leaving that key. They should have their own document. That's for emergency purposes.
I gotta make another obnoxious sign, I guess. Nothing in there? Okay.
And elevator guys should know.
And primarily, I wouldn't let residents in here, wouldn't let anybody else in here.
Right.
Because this is such a sensitive
Mhm.
need. Don't.
Right. Okay, we'll find
From
this
a
key.
security perspective, I think I've made this joke to you before, most everything in here to me looks like it has a do not touch label on it, which is fine with me. There's nothing alarm acknowledgement wise that we can do out here that we can't do out there.
Correct.
So I think from a security point of view, we don't touch with anything. I mean, if there's an alarm, 99 times out of 100, one of you guys will say, we're testing this, or you put it in test mode, or it's this or that, fine, acknowledge it, silence it. They'll handle resetting it, great. We don't, I'm not afraid of taking responsibility, but I don't like touching buttons that I'm not trained to do. So our job is just to acknowledge and notify. We don't do any of this stuff. The only thing we can do in here, and we can't do out there, is the full building communication. And I can't think of an incident that we would be the people to make that decision to use anyways. So, this is like mom and dad's bedroom. We don't go in here unless we have a good reason for it, because we have acknowledgement and silence control at the front desk.
Are we done testing there? Anything else we wanna do there? Okay.
Not unless I
Anybody else
got
wanna see
questions.
anything? So, I called before we started this, put the system in test, so
Mhm.
I'll call Alarm Central now.
Okay.
And say, take us out of test mode, which means they won't ignore anything that comes to them now.
Okay.
While you're waiting, you three, is there anything that you feel that security should be extra aware of?
The only thing I can think of is, when we're not in the office, when our team's not here, that maybe
Correct.
you should feel free to jump on the mic, but obviously call one of us first.
And,
Because we'll need
that's
to
for sure.
know if it's emergency or,
Just kidding.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. In that need, we'll do what we have to do, but that's usually a fire or police call. In my mind, I'm thinking active shooter.
Right.
Is why
Right.
the only reason that we want to be able to at least notify the police,
Mhm.
hey, this is where the communication's
Yeah.
at. Tell people, use this tool.
Okay.
And just, we can specify which floors we can communicate with, or is it an all-call?
No, you've got the selected page right
Got
here,
it.
and then you can select whichever floor you need to.
Excellent. So, if the bad guy's on X, we could communicate with other floors, and anyways, it's my paranoid mind. Thank you.
That's all I got.
We will upload this to the Brian dashboard. If you guys don't already have those links, we'll make sure you get those.
That'd be great.
And you can review this anytime you want, plus there's one from previously out there as well. So there'll be both of those that you guys have. You can go look at any device, any piece of equipment, anything that may or may not be interested to you.
We're gonna have American Fire Sprinkler look at our, test our sprinklers next month.
No, the annual, yeah.
Did they do, or do they know how to do this?
They do know how to do this. Actually, they were here yesterday on 31st floor fixing a head, and we turned off the flow control devices so that when they drained the system on that floor for the swap, it didn't say